AFK, hustling for more information for me to do the commentary on this match. Me right now, not even knowing who is sitting at this table. Although I'm sure that there are going to be 3-0 in Legacy, therefore playing great matches. Hopefully right now on cam. Just a second, guys. We're about to change the name of that stream back to Legacy. Oh, you just need to click edit? Well, guess I could have done it myself. Okay. So apparently we're seeing no, we're not seeing anything. Oh yeah, might very well be. What's Fabian Moschewitz on? Is it like bug? Charlotte's bug or something? Florian Hess possibly miracles? I don't know, no. It's kind of atypical since it's went into days. Such a matchup unfamiliarity. I'm sure that just screams a particular archetype to everyone right away. Mentor miracles? Oh yeah, there we go. So it was miracles after all. My guesses were pretty spot on. Impressed by how I pull this out of my ass. Florian Hess getting to work divining. So what's this matchup going to be like? I don't know. This Chartless bug, does he have any more tools to deal with a Miracles deck than the Rock Dude had? What do you think?
He has Rock Decay with the countermounts. He has Shadows Edge and Accessible Visions for Card Damage Engine and a lot of Planeswalkers.
Okay, so basically it seems like that, yes, indeed, Fabian Moschewitz is going to have a pretty good fighting chance in this matchup. He definitely can just abrupt decay the counterbalance, which is great. He can totally Chartless Agent into Ancestral Vision, draw a ton of cards, has some Planeswalkers going on. Really put the pressure on Florian Hess with tough to deal with permanence. Being able to kill Florian Hess counterbalance is just so huge. The glare really is unreal on these guys' land. We can kind of still make it out though. By the time now, the coverage is pro at just recognizing the card through the glare anyway, so in case you ever have any questions, I will be happy to help you out with this. Totally can see what's going on here. There is like Sylvan Library being played into play now, being played into Fabian Moschewitz's side of the board now. Deathrite Shaman may be going to attack after he doesn't need to pay for the days. Good sequencing. Okay, yeah, decklist just in. That one of Sylvan Library is so nice if it manages to resolve now. Shardless Bug having the full 4 Abrupt Decay. Creeping Tar Pit even. 5 Planeswalkers. So strong. In this matchup, Shardless Bug, Fabian Moschewitz really looking like he has a pretty nasty package put together to put the pressure on Florian. Has no doubt selected Shardless Bug to combat all the miracles that he must have expected. Florian Hess, on the other hand, plays that Monastery Mentor, which doesn't seem like such an awesome addition for this matchup specifically. Yeah, man, looking at the deck list, I kind of see that it's going to be a really rough matchup. This is going to be pretty tough for Florian Hess to deal with. I would love to see this. That pun. Oh my god. That is pretty funny. Anyway, Florian Hess really struggling in this matchup as it is. Fabian Moschewitz already having the Sylvan Library on the table does not bode well for Florian Hess. The way I see it in his deck list, he has like no way to get rid of it. Fabian will just be able to, at will, manipulate his library, having no Sensei's Divining Top, but now Sylvan Library just doing all the work. You can totally use your life total to grab a bunch of cards against this Florian Hess. Florian has no reach. blue, white only, the worst thing that can happen to you is big Entreat the Angels being flashed in your turn to surprisingly make you lose some life. Other than that, you can totally like go down to 1 with the Sylvan Library. And then even if Florian kills some of your dudes, use Deathrite Shaman to regain those life, drawing even more. Fabian going out of control here with his Sylvan Library. I don't know how Florian is going to manage to do this. He definitely needed the counter for this. Unfortunately, it's in play now. By the way, quick rules question. Is that Sylvan Library still like this activated ability? Can you Python Needle it, or is it triggered by now?
It's triggered.
Oh, it's triggered now. Okay. Yeah, so even though the wording on the card still suggested some sort of activated ability. Okay, now the Oracle wording says add magic words whenever or add denouncing triggered ability, replacing the colon that was otherwise always indicative of an activated ability. So now Sylvan Library no longer able to be shut down by Pithing Needle. I don't know if it ever was before Pithing Needle actually existed, but hypothetically, if Pithing Needle would travel back to time, it would find a Sylvan Library that it could actually shut down. Of course, you can still needle it all you want, it just won't do anything. Yeah, Florian has just kind of... It's gotta be... Florian has gotta be just... Look at this. Wringing his hands in desperation, man. There's just nothing going on here. He can just kind of hope to be able to stay more in this comfortable seat while he gets defeated by Fabian Moschewitz in this game. It's... I don't even know, man. Yeah, Florian has what now? I advise you, just let that Tarmogoyf resolve. At least then... Ooh, Terminus. Okay. Probably it's just going to wipe away Fabian's dudes. He doesn't even care. He's going to reshuffle his deck at some point. Du, hier, was denn? Ach so. Yeah, Fabian Moschewitz choosing to make use already of his life total, grabbing that extra card with his Sylvan Library. Like I'm saying, so strong, his life total, the total resource, only comes down to the last one. As long as he has this, he's totally safe against Florian. Hess can't even do 1 direct damage. Like I said, only chance to surprise him with damage is to cast instant Entreat the Angels off the top with Miracle. As long as this isn't going on, Fabian Moschewitz totally safe to abuse Sylvan Library to his heart's content. Those creatures go to his graveyard? No, they go to the bottom of his deck, 1 fetch land away from just being shuffled into the deck until they eventually appear and are ready to be borrowed again from the Sylvan Library, man. This guy, Florian Hess, only delaying the inevitable, manages to clear out the creatures now, but the biggest problem is still on the table, always will be, and I'm prophesying this. There is just no way that Florian Hess can come back from this. If he does, it really is going to be a miracle, man. I think, like I'm saying, I would like to see this Czech guy that we were looking at in round 1 being in this situation right now. He would really show us the stuff that this miracle deck is made of if he can pull this back. But Florian Hess, he needs to get something going here and quick. Oh yeah, he doesn't even have Council's Judgment. I'm just noticing at least Mr. Czech Republic could have used it to totally just remove the Sylvan Library. Florian Hess sitting here with no answers. I don't know why. If he decided to cut it for strategic reasons or if it was just too unaffordable. Although, no, it doesn't cost as much money, right? Count as a judgment? Okay, no, never mind then. I thought it was more expensive maybe, but it doesn't even cost 10 euros, so there you go. Council's Judgment really should be available for everyone who can play Legacy. Florian Hess not having it though. Just...
with days.
Huh?
It's bad with days. You days back your land and then cut cast very early.
Okay.
That's why the Mentor is so bad.
Yeah, I see the Mentor Miracles. They just like to play out that Mentor, back it up with days, and then are worried about bouncing that land. Vilcek, yeah, thanks very much. And then just not having the opportunity to even play that Council's Judgment in a timely manner. Therefore, probably opting to cut it out, also needing to find the slots for his Monastery Mentor, which I'm sure work well in all kinds of mirror matches. You play out that early pressure, man. You get it up, back up with counters, and you beat down your opponent. As long as the Terminus doesn't resolve, you can even just generate a few tokens, be fine. Now, Toxic Deluge out of Fabian Moschewitz is just going to clear out this Mentor. Florian has, again, needing the force to keep it up. Doesn't have it. Mentor of the Meek just totally will get... put away. If not, this top card is what Florian Hess is looking for, and no, it's not. Fabian Moishevitz just clearing this out. Florian Hess desperately was trying to get something going by just deploying his win condition, trying to make it so that Fabian Moishewitz's life is under pressure. Look at how greedy he is per using this library, man. He is reading every book there is. Already down to 6 life. Florian Hess haven't even touched him yet. And he won't. Fabian Moishevitz is just going to run away with this game, I'm telling you guys. Even though right now he doesn't have anything. He needs to make something happen, though. If Florian Hess can find the counterbalance and Fabian doesn't have the Erupt Decay, I don't know, man. I wish I could see Fabian's hand. Oh, no, I can kind of see it. He has Brainstorm. And what's that, Metamorphosis? Oh, no, Abrupt Decay, of course. Killing the top, I don't know. Because there is always so many tops in the Mentor deck. As in any Miracle deck. The Miracle deck at least a little more happy about multiple tops. So Abrupt Decaying the top has slightly more value against Mentor Miracles and then against the other Miracle deck. Still not that great. But of course, he's trying to get Florian Hess back into a place where he just doesn't have top, or he has to live off the top of his deck without any divining. While Fabian is just grinding that Sylvan library like a motherfucker, I don't know. Like I'm saying, look at this juice. He shouldn't go down to 2 though, right? Like, I don't know, man. You don't need to be super greedy right now, I think. Just grab that force. Or maybe, I don't know. Do you have a fetch land? No, just make sure you grab the force and then kind of wait until the Sylvan library is so that there's 2 crappy cards on top and then shuffle them away with a fetch land. Yeah, guys, excuse my French. I just like to live in up every now and then with a little profanity, keeping it real. Now Creeping Tar Pit, applying the massage. What a nice way to start closing it out. He doesn't have anything, he doesn't need to have anything. He has counters in his hand. Florian Hess probably can't resolve anything. Fabian Moishevitz just going to beat him up with Creeping Tar Pit. Looking at Florian's Miracle deck, we can just see that he has 0 Wasteland. Creeping Tar Pit just relentless in its attacks. Florian Hess needing to come up with the instant removal. Lacking the top to take care of it with Terminus. Florian Hess definitely looking for that Swords to Plowshares right now. Okay, Snapcaster Mage, pretty awesome. I'm sure there is STP in his graveyard, right? I don't even know. Now the big pause. Should Fabian force it? He goes for it. Really hungrily. Now he's even going down to 1, I believe. From the force. Sitting on that 1 life. I don't know if I would have went down this far. Fabian Moishevitz. Now he can't even reset the top of his library with a fetch land. I think he really shouldn't have went for that card that put him down to 2. Because that was just the unnecessary greed. He might as well just top decked it, and he was in the place where he couldn't be paying any more overdue fees for the library. He definitely would have needed to just see now what's happening. There will be land cut is inevitable, and he won't even have the life to pop the fetch land to get it away. Those 2 dual lands just sitting on top of the deck. Florian Hess now kind of still a few turns to go until he's actually dead. Moishevitz deciding to just up the pressure now. Baleful Strix getting him that 1 more land probably is going to enable another attack with a Tar Pit. I don't think we're going to see a Tarmogoyf here. We are going to see a Tarmogoyf here. Okay. That's pretty, I don't know about this. You might as well have cast it later. Get 1 more Tar Pit attack in now. you know there is nothing coming up pretty much next turn. Like, although you will be seeing 2 fresh cards at least, since you managed to get that Baleful Strix out to cycle into the dual land. But I don't know, man. You're on 1. Like, right now, you really got to be worried that Florian Hess is going to make something happen. What if he draws like an Entreat the Angels, man? He cast it for 1. Like, even with no miracle, you would die to it. I don't know. Maybe the Tar Pit attack would have been this mightier, and then dropping this Goyf, it just exposes him so much to Terminus. Florian Hess, though, not finding anything so far. Maybe going for the Terminus Hardcast now with that 6th mana, seems like.
Attention, this is Lance. Barracks are being posted right now. Barracks are being posted.
There we see it. Fabian Molchewitz overextending into it. If only he held back the Tarmogoyf, putting Florian Hess to 7 now. He could now play the Goyf, attack yet again. If he didn't use the Wasteland. Okay, anyway. We will see what's up now. Is it all land? Fabian Molchewitz is pretty screwed now. That Ancestor Vision, I don't know if that's gonna make it count. Like I'm saying, if only he had that Goyf still and maybe the Wasteland, why were you so worried that Florian Hess should have 7 mana if 6 wouldn't be that much better anyway? Also, by the way, guys, it always makes a lot of sense to just look at this card from the Miracle deck very carefully. But if you have like no other hand, it's really... you don't need to peek, because you can just take it and fucking look at it. And if it's the Miracle, then you show it, and otherwise you just leave it in your hand. But oh well. Yeah, guys, sorry about this. The problem with the glare, I believe, is just directly linked to the camera position. The camera has to be somewhere on top of the game, like above the playing area, and as long as you have the setup like this, it will either be glare, or it will be, we can make like shadow, but then the player, you won't be able to see the card still. We seriously like had it go over from being like too bright to too dark with no in between where you could have seen it. It was pretty crazy. The optics on this, unreal. Anyway, more Tarmogoyf was underneath those 2 duds hanging out on top of Fabian Molchewitz's library. Still though, I mean, at least now, that Tarmogoyf is so big that if Florian Hess doesn't have it now, Fabian Molchewitz will be able to take it next turn with that Tar Pit and Tarmogoyf attack. Tarmogoyf surely being 4-5 at this point. Florian Hess kind of wondering what to do. It looks like it's pretty juicy top though. Ponder, Mentor, and Swords. Oh yeah. I think he should just go for the Mentor. Make the token to chump block Fabian Molchewitz, Tarmogoyf with it, and then make like another token and attack for lethal since Fabian is at 1. I don't think you want to be so plowsharing the Tarmogoyf at this point. You just give Fabian Molchewitz more resources, more life. All of a sudden, he will be back in business with the library. The ban on his card will have been revoked. Be able to borrow some more books, or at least crack that fetch land to browse the new selection. I really want to see a Mentor here now. Maybe like, I don't know, maybe like Mentor, activate top, Ponder, top or something. Land. Then so many tokens for Florian. And Fabian Molchewitz surely unable to stop them in time. Come on, Florian, what is it? I don't think it's such a tough spot. Just Shia LaBeouf it already. Yeah, totally. Florian Hess could just be playing Mentor, tap top to top deck the Ponder, and then play the land, play the top again, get like 2 tokens. And Fabian Molchewitz would just have to look on in horror as how this game could go out of control. He must be realizing that he will... No, he decides to Swords. Fabian Molchewitz gaining those lives, really like we were saying, you don't actually need any life in this matchup. You're not going to die from your opponent's beatdowns, but you still need life for multiple resources in your deck, so you still got to carefully manage it. Now, like I said, we're seeing 3 duds. At least now Fabian Moschwitz should be back to 6 life. This is pretty sweet. Back in Fetchland territory at least. Resetting that library. Yeah, more massaging. Like I'm saying, why not Mentor? I don't know. He could have made some tokens. Didn't have to wait. Maybe he can just Mentor it now. But no, because now he has even less land. It just seems like for sure Florian Hess should have gone for this, right? Why didn't he make like some tokens? Did I miss something?
He had no way to actually draw the mentor and another card. We were in his main phase and his card had his Flourish Strand. So he draws
now I see. Okay, never mind. I thought he actually could have just taken the mentor to his hand, but it's right. It would have needed to let it be on top of the deck. And that was the thing. No, he definitely needed 2 swords. Okay, then Florian has playing it good. Still isn't dead, even though Fabian Moschwitz surely has such a fat advantage. Now even Liliana just taking out this mentor. How sad is that? Florian Hess on the verge of just losing this first game, as we thought he would, but it was just more close than I expected. He can actually still win. Florian Hess shuffling, trying to get that nice option off the top of the deck. Surely looking for the Swords to Plowshares here to take out this Creeping Tar Pit. Really needs to at least represent having it so that Fabian Moschwitz is maybe forced to respect it and has to try to just Liliana plus away his whole hand. He just has to pass the turn here. Okay, no. Actually, now he needs to play the land. Exactly, I don't know, is he at 4 or is he at 1 already?
He skipped the last attack.
Right, so since the Liliana play didn't allow Fabian to attack with that land, now Florian still sitting at 4, still not that on board. Fabian lacking the 1 damage to finish him off. However, B is able to neutralize his Flooded Strand, denying the shuffle on the top. Florian Hess now has to make the tough call. Does he want to look into the top and shuffle it? Or maybe, is he just gonna go raw top activation, hope to like lock the Miracle or the Swords of Plowshares? This is a thing that you could do. Oh, that is such a trash T-style engine. I would love to grind out people with that. Venza plus Caracas plus top. Oh, amazing. O-face emoticon time with this. Oh yeah, it is basically that. Only way fancier, man. Plus you get to block.
Also best to Lightning.
But you get to block. But yeah, just die to Lightning Bolt. What is this now? There is some sort of discussion. Are they discussing the optimal motion to scoop up all your cards? I don't even know. Such a ridiculous grip. Look at this. It's like... Yeah, he can just put the cards together. Why not? Ancestral Vision coming in the upkeep, the other stuff just happening in the doorstep. I don't even know why there is some sort of discussion.
Because you can put every sort of card you draw to the library, you know, or you can put any card you drew this turn back.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So it's a big action, but it is worse with Brainstorm. So,
Yeah, exactly. The library and drawing additional cards, he can. Yeah, but that's an interesting thing, right? The library is worded that cards that you do this turn. Such a terrible wording, like almost no way to tell. You really need to like physically enforce it somehow. The visibility, it is odd, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Fabian Moschowitz, such a stacked hand. Florian Hess clinging on to bare life. Fabian just not getting in there enough, in my opinion, with the creeping carpet. Could be closing it out right now. Could have had Florian Hess sitting at 1 for ages, killing him instead of playing that Liliana. However, deploying that Tarmogoyf right into the Terminus, I still don't know, man. Of course, it looked bad to us. We saw Terminus come out, sweep everything away. But, like, could he have afforded to play around it or no? And in my opinion, the answer is yes. He could have just ground cap added with the creeping tar pit. We saw Florian FaceTiming it turn after turn. Unlikely that he almost just drew the swords right now, that making Liliana was the better play. I don't even know. Having Liliana with cards and your opponent doesn't have any cards, yeah, it does feel sad. However, though, it doesn't really matter. Did he just discard the 7th land? I don't even know. Although, yeah, I guess he could have just discarded something else, so that next turn he could have double tar pit if he finds another land in the library. Then Florian swords wouldn't be enough. He would really need Terminus to come out of the top. And from the top. Yeah, Florian Hess now is still not dead. He can still find something in the Divining Top to handle Molshewitz's Creeping Tar Pit. Creeping Tar Pit needs to attack now. Make Florian Hess have it. And there it is, finally, Fabian Molshewitz really taking forever, accruing all the knowledge he needed to win in this matchup before finally deploying it, putting it to good use. Florian Hess finally put out of his misery. It looked so terrible for him. I was pretty amazed that he almost seemed like he was still in it way longer than he was. So bad. Oh, no decklist for us this time? Alles ganz klar. Okay, we're looking right now for the deck list so that I can give you some insight into what these guys may be sideboarding. Fabian Molshewitz, no doubt, having some more nasty pieces of disruption in his sideboard to really ruin Florian Hess's day. This may have been only the beginning. On the other hand, maybe Fabian, confident in the matchup, has not so much hate. But I can just believe that a deck like this, oh, I see black cards coming in large numbers. Florian Hess is going to be sad to find out what they are. Still, we can see how many cards Fabian is bringing in. I'm not loving this play. I've been mentioning this before. I really wish everybody would just start shuffling the sideboard into the deck and then pick out the 15 cards they don't want to play. First of all, makes it hard for your opponent, read impossible, to see how many cards you're sideboarding. It could be anywhere between 0 and 15. Plus, you get to make the easy decision of just searching a pile of 75 cards for 15 cards that are crap in this matchup. You don't need to worry what to take in, what to take out. You can just look, what do I not want? And then you take all of it out and that's it. And then maybe like a little double check in the end. If you now drastically changed your standard ratio of like land to spells or like creatures to combat tricks or something. There is like some ratios you don't really want to mess with. But other than that, an excellent plan always to shuffle just the whole sideboard in. I wish really we would see this more from the players because that is just the professional way to do it. Usually it isn't done out of laziness. Fabian Molshewitz just choosing to put the stack of cards that are coming in on the table, maybe even to intimidate Florian Hess a little bit. Show him, look what I got waiting for you in the sideboard, even if you think this was bad. then better watch out for what's going to happen in game 2 and maybe 3 if you make it to this one. Florian has, I don't know, his sideboard probably not including a lot of stuff.
Maybe a Bloodmoon as a joker.
Das gibt's doch gar nicht. Wie sind die denn? Yeah, those pile shuffles, please, petition anyone. Actually, Serge, I don't think it's that much time waste. Just jam in one time, that's it. And then you go through the whole pile and take them out. Pile shuffle for the randomness. Yes, sir. Sarcasm emoticon. There would just be too much bitching about it. The problem is, I'm the minority on this. Many people enjoy pile shuffling. At least Florian has the decency to be pretty quick about it. Unfortunately, this also suggests he has a lot of practice. Automatic deduction of points in the trash T rating. Yeah, guys, the problem with the pile shuffle is twofold. The one thing is, it's not an actual shuffle. It's a non-random redistribution, which means that if you perform a pile shuffle at any point, you need to then, after that, perform a sufficient number of truly randomizing shuffles so that your deck is actually randomized again. Which means you might as well not pile shuffle it, because if your deck is actually randomized, then why would you want to do a pile shuffle? You can do a pile shuffle to count, like I'm saying, that's fine. Particularly if you want to count your opponent's deck, you don't want to be a dick about it, just start counting it. You can just pile shuffle his deck one time. Don't do excessive pile shuffling, and most importantly, don't think that you will be uncluttering your land clumps, because you won't do this any more effectively than with rifle shuffling. Plus, if you would do it more effectively than with rifle shuffling, it would not be allowed. It would be considered cheating, mana weaving or whatnot. There is bans on this. So again, with the piles, this is so unnecessary. People may be calming themselves down. Fabian Moischowitz, also looking pretty routine, doesn't quite get the manual dexterity of Florian Hess down yet, considering the pile shuffles. Nonetheless, though, wastes everyone's time. Pile shuffle is so useless. Like I'm saying, it's a polite way to count. That's it. Yeah, see, that is fine. One pile shuffle to be sure for the Paranoid Swords, no problem. Other alternative, look into your deck box for 1 second. You will just see. You will count your sideboard, 15 cards, then your deck is 60 cards, and that's it. Do cards just get lost out of your deck box? I don't think so. It's not like they disappear in the thin air or like get stuck to, I don't know, your teeth or whatever. If you have 75 cards in the deck box at all times, you only open it for the match, you take out everything but 15 cards, and then afterwards you put everything back in, there will never be any problem. Still, like I said, you can pile shuffle your deck 1 time to count, or just count. Oh no, it's not. It still rearranges your deck if you want, but it's just not in a random manner. That's the problem when you say pile shuffle. It suggests that actually any shuffling is being done, but there is no shuffling. There is systematic redistribution of a pile of cards that is either random or no random. And if it's not random, then if you redistribute it, it's not going to be any randomer. So, like I said, if they would ban it, people would still be fine. People would find other ways to check if they have 60 cards in their deck, believe it or not. Maybe they would count. So like I'm saying, 1 pile shuffle per match at the beginning of the match to count the deck is fine, particularly if you count your opponent's deck. I know that people mulligan and they pile shuffle again because they think, oh no, the lands, my deck just wasn't shuffled enough. But no, dude, your deck was totally randomized. Getting a bunch of land or not getting any land is not a sign of not a randomized deck. It is a sign of a totally randomized deck being an ass to you this time, whereas it might be nice to you another time. Whereas if you're trying to get more consistency into the kind of lands that you draw, it is cheating. Anyway, back to the game. Let's check out this now. Florian Hess seems to have pretty okay hand. I see a bunch of blue cards, it's always nice. Brainstorm. Volcanic Island Swords, the Plowshares, I can see. Fabian Molschewitz also, look, I can see the fronts of cards. This is not the way to go about this. If I can see it, so can he. You can tell, like, my camera point of view is almost right over his head. I don't think he has a worse angle than me. Probably even better. Slightly shady stuff here. Counterbalance trying to come down. Might get forced. Although I'm not so sure if it should be forced. It will cost him a really nice, like, Jace, I think. Pitches the Jace just to get rid of counterbalance. Of course, it's like one of the key cards. But I don't know, man. He has like 4 abrupt decay. Thoughts he's finally getting us a good look at his hand. Thanks to Fabian Molschewitz for spreading it out. Great stuff. We see the Brainstorm Monastery Mentor probably being, I don't know, man. Maybe he's even going to go for the Brainstorm. See if he can't deny Florian has the chance to have anything going on. No, decides to take out the Monastery Mentor. Even though this piece of crap hand is going to be monumentally improved by the Brainstorm Fetchland interaction. I don't know. That's kind of, it's really tough. Like, Florian has really had quite the dud there. His hand, a piece of crap. Now, though, it's going to be flush with deluxeness if Fabian Molschewitz is unlucky, man. It's going to be so good. Drawing those 3 cards off the Brainstorm, he has the 2 land to shuffle back into the deck with the fetch land even. He will be sitting on 4 lands, totally new lease on life all of a sudden. I don't know if I wouldn't have just decided to let him go with the Monastery Mentor. Doesn't have a ton of spells to make like 1,000 tokens. And is then only a few bad top decks away. There we go, rest in peace. Kinda annoying against Fabian. I still think he'll be fine. Doesn't have that huge graveyard interaction. Of course, Deathrite Shaman now totally the suck. 1-2 action. Huh? Tarmogoyf, the 0-1 parade. At least Deathrite Shaman totally buffed in comparison to that. So yeah, rest in peace. Shutting down a few cards in Fabian Molschewitz's deck, not too bad. There is another of those dudes that doesn't do anything now. It's like Woodland Dryad or something. And there was like a Rime Dryad or something. It even had Snow-Covered Plains Landwalk or whatever. 1 green, 1-2. That would be mightier right now than this Deathrite Shaman. Squire costs 2. Deathrite Shaman way more efficient than this. Rest in peace. Yeah, that really is worth a read. Fabian Molschewitz just kind of waiting to draw that Abrupt Decay so he can just kill it, get back into the game. Rest in peace, not the hoser that it should be. Abrupt Decay even making it to the graveyard fine itself. I think Rest in Peace removes itself when you kill it. I'm not so sure. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know if anybody does know that. Do we have like any awesome judges in the chat? What happens if you kill Rest in Peace? Is it removed? I know the removal isn't removed. Yeah, Squire are so affordable these days. 1 green or 1 black mana. Gone are the days where you have to pay a white and 1. Florian Haas managing to terminate Terminus, maybe, those 2 Deathrite Shamans and the Goyf. Is it a Goyf? I think so. A huge board. I don't know why Fabian decided to run out this 0-1. Oh, they played before the Rest in Peace. Now I get it. Yeah, never mind, man. I kind of missed it for a second there. Was so used to that spot being occupied by Sylvan Library in the first game. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I was pretty sure that Decay goes to the graveyard. Yeah, Terminus just sending the Squires back to the stables to shovel shit for the real Knights. If this is going on. Actually, no, sorry guys. I knew that you could hear me play with a pen. But most of the time I'm not playing with a pen. That sound must be coming from somewhere else. Vendilion Click totally unaffected by rest in peace. Like I'm saying, Fabian Moschwitz really brought this onto himself. Could be in a whole different situation right now, playing against the Monastery Mentor and nothing else. His board easily outclassing it. I don't know why he was so afraid of this. The Brainstorm really the ticket back into the game for Florian. I'm sure he breathed a huge sigh of relief. I don't know. Again, maybe Fabian Moschwitz more familiar with this matchup. Maybe just trying to take out the Monastery Mentors. As soon as he sees them, trying to run Florian Hess out of threats, just kill all his Mentors. But I think Florian Hess does pack some and treat the Angels. Never mind the fact that he could just win with Jace. Fabian Moschwitz not necessarily needing to be in the control role, in my opinion, would have been better served just trying to shut Florian Hess out of this game by going for the Brainstorm, pressuring him for a couple turns, daring Florian Hess to rip something naturally with his crappy hand and his 2-2 on board. And I don't think, or like I think he had a pretty good chance to do it. Right now though, I mean, maybe Fabian will still be in this. Maybe he just reckoned that the only real chance to lose would be if this Mentor would get out of control, and he thought if the game just goes long, he will win anyway. But it seems kind of ballsy to trifle with the Miracle decks like that. Miracles deck like that. He can, in turn 10, man, he is really powerful. And Fabian Moschwitz, I know he has some good late game stuff. But this game though, no library card. Florian Hess looking better and better by the minute as long as the game progresses. Another Brainstorm now, really constructing the hand that he needs to take out Fabian Moschwitz. Not a difficult thing to do as long as Rest in Peace is on the table. Fabian Moschwitz, no way to go digging for that Abrupt Decay. Brainstorm, of course, going to hide all the relevant stuff from the Vendilion Click. I don't know if he's going to hide the 2 Pyroblasts, maybe even. Just to not let Fabian know that those are in his deck. So if he shows him 1, I think he's going to see 1 now. That's kind of, I don't know, man. I would have just kept the Volcanic Island on top instead. Or maybe he's trying to bait him into taking the Pyroblast. Oh no, it's just his turn and there isn't even the click on this deck anymore. My bad. Yeah, I kind of figured that might still be happening. It's kind of hard to see if you don't have that sort of triggered ability Magic Online interface where you just know exactly where you're at. But yes, in fact, we were already in Florian Hess main phase, so of course, Vendilion Click trigger no longer having any impact, already being resolved. Long ago, unknown to this Combinator. Oh, and what is this? It's like, Shardless Agent, of course. Yeah, man, free Brainstorm, why not? Shardless Agent is so strong. If it hits into the Vision, man, wow. Ancestress City, for real. This Brainstorm also not too bad. The top cards, however, pretty crappy. Is there a fetch land? I think I see a Tar Pit. And Deathrite Shaman, okay. I would go with the Tar Pit now. Did he play land this turn yet? I hope he did not. I think he didn't. Alright, he did play the fetch land. He cracked it and to play around days. So yeah, unfortunately... Yeah, Florian Hess just with the Pyroblast easily able to take out the Vendilion Click. Fabian Moschwitz still having no threats going on. Needs to draw the Abrupt Decay to just get rid of that Rest in Peace. So many juicy cards that could be in his graveyard right now for whatever Tarmogoyfs and Deathrite Shamans might be interested in those are just being sent to exile turn after turn. Fabian Moschwitz can be too happy about that. Now knows that he still has a few more turns worth of just crappy cards chilling out on top of his deck. Deathrite Shaman not really doing what you wanted to do, which is chill out on the table. Fabian Moschwitz trying to massage Florian Hess as hard as he could. but still is at least 3 turns away from winning. And if there is another Terminus, he's just going to lose so many resources. I don't know if he can ever recover from this. And Swords to Plowshares, taking out 1 Deathrite Shaman. Wonder why he didn't keep it open for the Tar Pit, or like use it to take out the Shardless Age and save himself some more life. What was so super scary about the 3rd Shaman that it needed to be Swords to Plowshares so badly? Do you get this? I wonder why. Florian Hess now with the threat, getting to look at Fabian Molszewicz's blank. Fabian Molszewicz still with the creeping Tar Pit now. Can just keep beatdowning Florian Hess. Just pushing everything in. Pyroblast now taking out the Tar Pit, the creeping Tar Pit. This works out, it's blue and black. Oh wow, that is strong. Trading with the Shardless Agent, only taking 2 damages, still has plenty of turns to defeat the Squire Onslaught. Counterbalance, not what you're looking for right now. Abrupt Decay now, though, has multiple juicy targets. Nobody would know what to point it at, but probably still at the Rest in Peace just to get that sorcery into the graveyard again at that instant. And we hear time being called here. I don't know if it was for Classic or for Legacy, man. Are we really sitting at this for 50 minutes? I don't even know. We actually really might be, man. This is tough. Fabian Molszewicz will win this game. Florian Hess just too slow to make a comeback. Not necessarily him in person, but just his deck doesn't have what it takes to kick the opponent out of the match in a couple of minutes. He just needs the time to grind it out, and that's why it's so sad with Miracles, man. If you are in a dire situation, you need to just scoop, and I think he let game 1 drag on needlessly. The Sylvan Library, he was keeping pace a little bit, but it was just sort of inevitable that eventually he would just lose out. Fabian Molszewicz, even though he made the mistake, in my opinion, to go down to 2, managed to clutch it out with the Library. Now there it is, the time's up, you lose. Time's up, game over, you lose, I win, right? Yeah, the lose yourself line. Anyways, Florian Hess losing himself here. Did not capture it, just let it go. Fabian Molszewicz winning it with the Squires. Counterbalance, Rest in Peace on the table, but it's just too little, not even too late. Counterbalance too late, yeah, and Rest in Peace was just too little. Deathrite Shaman wasn't too little, gets the job done apparently anyway. Even though it doesn't do anything, attack for once, just too tough to deal with. For this Florian Hess, Fabian Molszewicz just having so many threats that the Deathrite Shamans keep not being able to get answered. Even Shaman number 4 now, Jace off the top, not neutralizing it of course, Jace off the top also being a pretty crappy top deck. The 3 lives from Fabian Molszewicz, from Florian Hess, about to be taken down by the trio of Deathrite Shamans. He just needs to Jace now, needs to top deck. No, he can just Jace bounce actually. He doesn't need to top deck shit. He can play it and bounce. The question is if he can do it. Yeah, he goes for it. I'm not loving this. He should probably have tried to like brainstorm and find Swords to Plowshares so that he can have a Jace with 2 counters, with 3 counters. Okay, in the extra turns, it also doesn't matter at all. He could just scoop it up. There is no way he can tie this up. He can only deny Fabian Molszewicz to win the next game, but there it is. Abrupt Decay on Rest in Peace for lethal. Abrupt Decay will go into the graveyard, pumping the Goyf, but actually then right away getting snagged by Deathrite Shaman for the loss. I don't like this. I would have only sent the Tarmogoyf and 1 Shaman. But then again, it doesn't really matter. Actually, yeah, like this. Yeah, if he sent only Shaman and 1 Tarmogoyf, he would have... No, he doesn't beat Swords to Plowshares because he could still have Swords to Plowshares on the attacking Shaman. And then...
Yeah, and then
oh no, yeah, he would have, yeah, exactly, he would have beat it. He could have beat Swords to Plowshares, didn't do it, didn't need to do it, of course. There is the extra turns, but still another suboptimal decision by Fabian Molszewicz. I heard great things about this guy kind of met him in person a little bit. Is pretty cool dude. Talks about like he knows what's up, but then when it's time to sit down at the table, and I know some people like this, they know the theory, they know how you're supposed to play, they just for some reason don't manage to always do it when it's on the line. And that might in fact be what we're seeing here. Fabian Molchowitz, definitely a really good theorizer about this game. Like I'm saying, he brought a solid list, seemed totally in control, made some slight misplays. Florian Hess indeed bringing in the Blood Moon, trying to suck out Fabian Molchowitz. We were expecting something like this to happen. Try to just have as many tools as possible to deal with this. This wasn't to be. Anyway, the time's up. We will be back soon with the next round. I've got to take a little break here. Bio break and whatnot, but we will be right back. So stay tuned and see you in a couple minutes, guys.